Coming up tonight, amendments to the HIV and AIDS Decree 2011, tourism number up, and 6 people are still lost at sea. Good evening, I'm Lavanir Ndiva. The Attorney General, Ayaz Sayed Qayyum, announced that Cabinet has approved an amendment to the HIV and AIDS Decree 2011. The decree essentially introduced modern and internationally acceptable standards to provide human rights-based measures to assist in HIV prevention and HIV and AIDS care and support in the country.
The HIV/AIDS Amendment Decree 2011 contains non-citizens or residents of Fiji suffering from HIV/AIDS can enter Fiji. This was previously a ground for refusal of entry under the Immigration Act. This ground for refusal of entry was inconsistent with the intention of the decree, as it is an act of unfair and unjustifiable discrimination. There is no longer a blanket exemption of members of the Republic of the Fiji military forces and their families from the provisions of the decree. Prior to the amendment, members of the RFMF and their families were not protected from stigmatization or discrimination, and the decree did not afford them the right to be counseled. However, the amendment decree continues to exempt the RFMF from the provisions of the decree for recruitment, promotion, posting or discharge of members, and allows the RFMF to carry out mandatory testing from operational resources, including the requirement of overseas duties. The decree previously allowed the testing of persons without their consent if the test was carried out in accordance with written law and where the Minister for Health, acting on advice of the Permanent Secretary, had consented. These provisions have been repealed under the amendment decree. Mr. Sayed Qayyum said these amendments are a result of a review of the decree and consultations between government and the United Nations Joint Programme on HIV/AIDS. He further added that it now places Fiji as a leader in removing the stigmatization associated with HIV/AIDS, giving further protection to individuals in respect of their rights, privacy and indeed dignity.
Developing partners from Asia and Africa are due in the country this week for the second engaging with the Pacific meeting to be held in Nadi. Invitations have also been extended to major economies such as Japan, Morocco, Indonesia, Malaysia, India, Korea, Bhutan, China, and Fiji's latest diplomatic mission, South Africa.
More than 20 leaders from regional countries will be in Fiji to take part in the second engaging with the Pacific meeting from this week. Among them will be the President of Timor-Leste, Prime Minister of Vanuatu, the Solomon Islands, Tuvalu, Tonga, Papua New Guinea, and the Speaker of the Senate of French Polynesia. Fijian Prime Minister Commodore Voreqe Bainimarama said the meeting this year sets the platform for discussion in the Pacific way, something which the Pacific Islands Forum failed to achieve. The theme for this year's meeting is strengthening partnership amongst small island developing states. The theme is derived from the Millennium Development Goals, which promotes a collective approach to issues affecting the region. This includes climate change, discussion on the proposed Regional Police Academy, trade and investments within the region, labor mobility, security in the region, achieving the MDGs, enhancing more people-to-people exchange, fisheries, and also get updates on Fiji's reforms and the roadmap towards democracy. Last year, the 16 leaders and senior government officials that attended were impressed with Fiji's roadmap, saying it was plotted to take Fiji towards brighter days. The leaders attending this year will get an update on the roadmap and also briefed on issues discussed in the first ever engaging with the Pacific meeting that was held in Natandola last year. Former Papua New Guinea Prime Minister and Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare said that this meeting was important and could in the future be used to voice issues of small island developing states to the international community collectively. Bilateral meetings within the parameters of the discussion will also boost collaboration in areas of trade and security, among others. Development partners will also be present at the meeting. They include China, Japan, Malaysia, Morocco, Indonesia, India, South Africa, Korea, and Bhutan. With the presence of such partners, Fiji will open its doors to more assistance and cooperation.
Police are looking for a 23-foot white fiberglass boat that has been reported adrift in Lomaiviti seas after running out of fuel yesterday. The boat left the Walu Bay Marina between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. yesterday for Levukaingau with 5 people on board.
The 5 passengers are Senitiki Mbolotangiri, 33, Etonia Mbose, 30, Penny Mbongi, 30, Epeli and Reasi, 42. They were scheduled to arrive at their destination at 5 p.m. yesterday, but failed to do so, and thus a search and rescue had been activated. An SOS message was received from the boat on the 917 emergency lines yesterday around 7 p.m., but communication links failed thereafter. Officer in command of Lomaiviti, based at the Levuka police station, and his team are leading the search for the boat, assisted by a boat from Levuka Indako village. Police were not able to communicate with passengers on the boat, which is believed to be drifting between Motoriki and Viti Levu.
After the break, tourism number up and road accidents and fatalities increase in the Western Division.